Welcome back, my friends, to another BJKU AI Certified Strategist Program Q&A session. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about chatbots, specifically what should they really be doing and what kind of value should they bring if you're going to sell them to a big business, a small business, or even just use them for yourselves. Like, what should a chatbot actually do, number one? And number two, like, what is the value in it? Like, why even use one? And remember, we are not product pushers, we are problem solvers. So our goal here is to make sure that we're solving a real problem. And what problem does a chatbot solve? Too many messages. Too many text messages, WhatsApp messages, social media messages, email messages, whatever it ends up being, too many text messages coming in as opposed to voice messages, right? Or phone calls. So there's 4 things that you really need to make sure that happen with an AI chatbot. Number one, it should be able to answer instantly on either a website or all your social media accounts. And honestly, it should be your text messages and whatever kind of messenger apps that you actually get there too. So what do we mean by instant? Well, listen, a customer does 2 things. Number one, they don't find you on your favorite social media platform. They find you on their social media platform. And that's usually where they're going to message you if you have questions, thoughts, comments, inquiries, whatever else it is, right? So if I'm sitting in bed, it's 2 a.m, I can't sleep, and I'm like, man, I really need a new roof. I'm going to scroll through Instagram and I'm looking at roof. Oh, this guy looks like he's pretty good at building roofs. So I'm going to message him on Instagram. Well, listen, if you're a roofer and you don't like Instagram, but you like TikTok or whatever, you miss my message on Instagram. I know this sounds silly, but if a roof is worth $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, $30,000, it's way too important to not log into Instagram, even if you don't like it, to get that message. I hope I'm making sense here, because the first thing that a chatbot should do is relieve a human being from having to be awake at 2 a.m. to answer those messages and having to be on every social media platform simultaneously to be able to give those answers. So a chatbot, first and foremost, it needs to answer instantly where the customer is. Okay, number 2, it needs to be able to capture and qualify them. Now, what do I mean by capture? Well, really, it needs to capture the name and the phone number and the email, whatever information is important to you as a small business owner to be able to get. And for the most part, it's like name, phone number, email, right? There are some cases where maybe you need some more information from them or not, but it needs to be able to do that. Now, we go back to this idea of they're a prospect until they become a lead. What is a lead? Their contact information and permission to market to them. So your chatbot should turn someone from a prospect to a lead by capturing their contact information and now making sure it's okay that you reach out to them. Now, the third thing it should do here right now is qualify them to make sure that they're the right person to talk to. And that can come across as like kind of creepy and stuff if you're like, oh, you need a new roof. Do you own the house or are you a renter? You know, it is an important question to ask, right? Because if someone is renting a house and they're looking at a new roof, well, they're not the decision maker. They might be just asking for information. They might be just wanting to transfer that to somebody else. But a good chatbot should qualify people as to what do they need? What do they want? Can they purchase it? Do they have the decision ability? Have they identified a need? Do they have any money? You know, all of these things that actually qualify people inside of a real business. Number 3, it should be able to book appointments for you, either on a calendar or send people to a calendar, which is an easy workaround. Like if someone has a special calendar that they use on Google or whatever else, and you can't quite get the chatbot to link up to everything that they're doing, it's so easy to just have the chatbot send a link to the calendar, right? Now, if you're really good at this stuff, you integrate them, you make sure it books appointments and it doesn't overbook or double book or whatever else it is. But it should book appointments. Now, another thing it can do is send out a quote, right? And that is a little trickier for this video here that we're talking about today. But as you get better at this AI stuff, you start to realize that AI can take information in and give a quote. Hey, I hear that you need 1 tree trimmed. Is it 1 tree, 2 trees, 3 trees? Well, normally it's like $50 an hour if we do a tree. And a tree like yours that you sent a picture of, it'll be like $100 for the service charge. Is that okay? Cool. So it can send a quote. Now, again, most companies probably don't want you to do that for for them. And as AI gets better, it'll get better. But for now, really what you just need to do, answer, capture, and book an appointment, right? The last thing a chatbot, a really good one, should do is make sure that it hands off to a human being. Funny story, I called the dermatologist the other day, and AI picked up the phone. It was an 11 Labs voice agent that answered the phone. And I said I had a question. It immediately routed me to the right human being to answer the question. It didn't jerk me around. It didn't say press 1 for English, 2 for Spanish. It didn't say we're experiencing longer than usual wait times. Like all of these things. It just sent me right to the right person. And the funny thing is, because AI answered the phone with the voice, and I know we're talking about chatbots here, but because it answered, the phone rings on the other end, that person knows it's a good lead and knows it's someone to talk to, right? Same thing a chatbot should do, that if it's an emergency for a plumber and someone says, it's an emergency, I got a leak, it should immediately hand it off to a human being and rotate it through the right people. So listen, what should chatbots do? It should solve the problem of too many messages or too many misleads or too many missed opportunities or too many missed messages. And it should also make sure it qualifies, captures, books appointments, and hands it off when it's possible. So listen, I know this is a short video just kind of explaining the highlights of this, but I want you to really understand what a chatbot is, what it should do, and the value it brings, because now you can look at someone who's a roofer or a plumber or a chiropractor and figure out how much money they're losing because they don't answer their messages, because they don't follow up with questions, because they don't book appointments automatically, and they don't hand it off to the right person. How much money could they be losing? And you now have an idea that you can charge 10% of that, 20% of that, 30% of that, whatever it ends up being, and you can make some real money with a chatbot.